7th of October 2022. Hope everybody out there is having a good day today. Start off by saying if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Talk to you a little bit today about, the nuclear situation that's going on that we're hearing more and more about every day. Have you ever sat down and thought, this is just one of my thoughts, it's my opinion. Have you ever thought maybe they're setting Biden up to be like Kennedy? And what do I mean by that, right? Cuban Missile Crisis. Kennedy was considered a great president, due to him putting a stop to the Cuban Missile Crisis, coming in agreement with Khrushchev and all them. Could this be a setup to do this for Biden so he can win another election and stay president for another 4 years? We've got 2 more years of them now, roughly. Could you imagine America with 6 years with Biden in it? 6 more years? Things like this I think about, I don't have no basis points to put it on. As far as I can tell you, this is exactly what's going to happen. But it appears, just from the outside, I always tell you, you got to read your history. You got to read your history. This is all following, it's flowing the same way. He come out yesterday and said, nuclear Armageddon, right? He's pumping fear into everybody, telling them they could be a nuclear Armageddon. We've got the United States health government, buying up millions of dollars of medicine for after you've been exposed to radiation, radiation sickness that helps you with that. If you do the math, Pinball was pretty right on it. Pinball Preparedness said that if you do the math, it kind of covers the amount of troops that we have over in Poland. So could that be something, they're sitting there looking at thinking, well, maybe this is what's going to happen. Things are heating up every day, but who's to say this is not all being set up as far as what our president and what our government is telling us to make Biden Kennedy-like? What I mean by that is, the Cuban Missile Crisis. If Biden can claim that he stopped all this nuclear talk, got all this here, all this and that done, people would start respecting him more, as a leader. I've told y'all, I don't expect Biden, if there is a nuclear weapon used, to retaliate against it. He's done said that we will not use nuclear weapons against nuclear weapons. It'll be conventional weapons. You use a nuke over there, we're going to use a conventional weapon on you. So, there's another way of making America look weak. Guys, this is all a huge game. It's like a wrestling. I grew up 80s, 90s, watching wrestling. Wrestling was a big thing when I was growing up. I don't know if it still is. I haven't watched it in years. But it was a show, All these guys are out here bickering and fighting out in front of everybody. But when they go in the back, they're slapping each other on the back, congratulating each other, and counting their money. It's pretty much the way politics is. You got a lot of people saying that when the election comes around, the election is going to fix everything. It's not. When I tell you America's fallen, what I'm talking about, America has fallen from what it once was. And we're witnessing the decline of it. The Great Reset, people, it's got to crash to start over. It's so far gone they can't fix what's wrong anymore. You've got unemployment rates coming out today, supposedly 0.2% lower, That's not even a true number. We saw closer to true numbers of the unemployment rate during the pandemic because people who were self-employed that could never file for unemployment was able to file for unemployment. That gave us a closer number of what our unemployment is. So, it's all smoke and mirrors is all it is, Why, number one, why would they buy up all this medicine? Did they have extra money and they need to spend it somewhere? Could be. Do they know more than we know? Could be. But something's not right with it, and I keep saying that, and y'all are probably tired of hearing me say something's not right with all this because y'all know something's not right either, or you got your head in the sand and you don't think nothing's going on. But this could be a ploy to help Biden in the long run win another election. Think about it. If he's technically able to put a stop to all this over there, in Ukraine, and get rid of the nuclear threats and all this and that, people will start respecting them more. That's what they're thinking. They're trying to make them Kennedy-like. And I've said before, if history, if reporters covered presidents the way they cover them now, Kennedy wouldn't be looked at as a great president. We all know that. We all know why. I'm not going to go into details about it. You can read up on the man, what he did. It would be a different picture on them now. Back then, they respected the presidency. They didn't cover it the way they cover it now. They didn't try to look for everything to get them out of office and all this and that. Said this about Trump too. You know, look, when Trump come in, they immediately started attacking that man. And Biden, you weren't allowed to say nothing about Biden for a while. Now people are starting to talk about him, so now you're allowed to say something about him. That's the way that works. But this could just all be a ploy. Now, with that said, keep prepping just in case it's not. You know, there's been nuclear bombs go off all over the world for years. They've been testing them for years. You know, read your history. Like I always say, read your history, and it'll help you in the long run. Get out there and get prepped up, though, because like I've told you, it doesn't have to be a world event that is your SHTF event. Simple as losing a job, getting hurt, car wreck, getting sick, something like that. Get out there and get prepped up. If you're still watching, hit that subscribe button, like or dislike this video. Comment on it. Do you think this is all just smoke and mirrors and they've got a big exit strategy planned out already and it's just to make Biden look good? Let me know your thoughts on this. This is just kind of a, you know, some of the things I think about video. You know, I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, but who knows, who can say. If you're still watching, hit that subscribe button. Keep your head on a swivel. Be aware of your surroundings at all times. You're not safe anywhere in America or the world anymore. Protect yourself and your family at all times and get prepped up.